Hey, what's up? Nope, first one in the room. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Hope you had a safe and awesome week. Uh, I'm supposed to have a guest tonight. He hasn't shown up yet, but we're gonna push his stuff anyway, even if he doesn't show up. Uh, but a little bit of housekeeping. Keeping, man, I love live sometimes. Little bit of housekeeping. Uh, we are now 24, 24 subs away from 600 subs. So thank you all that have subbed and watched our stuff. Um, and also the Superman Icon TV spot that I did a short for. It is one of the things we're definitely going to talk about tonight, but it is 28 views away from 10,000. That's insane to me. Man, you know, the thing that gets me most about it is the minimal effort. I'm going to admit that the minimal effort that I put into doing it. Um, I'm part of that the email list, the fan stuff. Fans first, I believe. And I happened to wake up that morning and saw I got a notification. They were like, "Hey, there's a new TV spot." I watched it. I was like, "Man, that's cool. It's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the flying aspect." So I was like, "Cool. You know what? I'm gonna make this a short." So all I did was I made a background and resized it because when you put the big videos in the shorts, it's that little bit. So I widened it, and I threw it up there, not thinking anything of it. Well, I happened to look again and notice that it was unlisted on the DC YouTube channel. So I hadn't gotten in trouble for it or anything, but I guess this channel was like maybe one of the first people that put it out there. I don't know, but that's wild to me, y'all. It's almost 10,000 views. Now, our highest viewed video was one, short, I should say, was one that Sean put out. And it was basically the Injustice comic, the part of the comic where Alfred just beats the brakes off of Superman. People love that one. I think that one's like 11,000, right? This one I'm gonna talk about it here in a bit in a bit. Uh Man, I don't think I've ever seen divisiveness in our comments before until this came out. This Superman thing has got people. There's no middle ground. It feels like I think Ed, who is sick right now, if he can't show up in the chat, it's fine. That's why I'm kind of alone tonight. So as always, if anybody wants to join, just hit me up. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, and we'll talk about whatever the chat wants to talk about. As always. Um, but man, Ed was the most middle ground comment. People either really love this spot, or again, it's all doom and gloom. But we'll get into that. You might notice in the right up under where the chat is. There we go. Right there, Horus and Hell. That's the book that we were going to be talking about. You'll notice at the top of the chat, there's a link pinned to the Kickstarter. Uh, all good. Nope, all good, man. I just appreciate you being in the chat. Yeah, Ed's sick. Like I said, I don't even think he'll be able to show up tonight, but that's okay. I just wish him and the family, good health, or at least get over this quickly. But and yeah, and like all times or every time, Sean's working. Didn't have a show last Saturday because it was our mine and Jenna's anniversary. 5 years married, 14 years together. Um, so I was like, can't go live for that unless she wanted to, which she just wanted to eat, hang out, and watch stuff, things like that. So yeah, like I said, the link to the Kickstarter is pinned to the top of the chat. I want to say I also put it in the description of this video. So Anybody wants to go and check it out, go ahead. I guess while I'm waiting, like I said, he may. Yeah, okay. He's got. Okay, he's gonna be on his way. You might also notice. I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here in case anybody notices. A couple days ago, I had my big glass of sweet tea with my ice in it, and I felt like one of the ice pieces was gonna get swallowed. I bit down real quick. I ended up breaking my tooth. So if my mouth looks kind of weird tonight, it's because I broke a tooth. So just wanted to put that out there too. Only I could break a tooth like that. It's crazy. But our guest will be here in a little while. He just messaged me. Good friend of ours. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna move on to one of the topics I wanted to talk about tonight, and that is the casting of Sinestro. This is Ulrich Thompson. He's a Danish actor, I believe. Um, some of you might not know who this gentleman is. I know him from an old, I say old, from I believe it was Cinemax show called Banshee. Banshee also starred Anthony Starr, which for me that wasn't my first exposure to Anthony Starr. I remember him from Xena. You know, Xena and Hercules were both shot in New Zealand, and they used a lot of New Zealand actors. Uh, so he's been cast as Sinestro, and Kai Proctor was the villain that he played on Banshee, and that dude was scary and awesome. Like I really wanted Luke Evans. Not gonna lie, I wanted to fan cast Luke Evans. Um, and it just we're gonna get who we're gonna get. I'm gonna be happy with this, but we're gonna put the talk on hold. It's the first time I'm having my buddy here. He's one half of the team of just a bunch of phenomenal books. I'm gonna go bring him in. He doesn't really probably have any idea how the show's gonna go, so I'm gonna explain it to him when I bring him in. Please, everyone, help me welcome in the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, Lorena, Mr. Allen Dunford.
My bad.
All good, bro. All good.
No, so just a peek behind the curtain of my personal life. Hi everyone, I'm Alan. I'm late. Um, I am a father to a 10-month-old, and in the middle of rocking her to sleep, we had a little rough night. I fell asleep while we were in her chair.
All good, man.
Oh man, yeah, I woke up like I came out of an exorcism. Whenever I saw what
Nice.
time it was, man.
It's all good. It's all good. We go for a little while. So basically, what this is,
Yeah.
man, we are definitely going to talk about your book. I don't want you to worry about that at all. But this literally is a hangout. I haven't talked to you in such a long time, and that's partly my bad. I'm terrible.
No, dude, phone works both ways. Everyone's busy, but whenever we do catch up, it's like we never missed a beat. So
Exactly.
I never worry about that, man.
Exactly. A little bit of humble brag. I do have a lot of friends in the creator industry, and I always am cognizant of their time. I know they got a lot of stuff going on, so I don't. I know that I could, bother them, but there's like, man, I bet they're busy. Like Dave, especially, man. I
Yeah.
haven't talked to Dave in so long, but I'm like, Dave, letters like 90,000 books.
Hmm.
So I never want to like be like, hey, Dave, I'm bored. I don't want to be like that, but
Dude, listen, it's never a bother, and I promise you, it's welcomed because it gets very very monotonous. So it's always good to hear from old friends and everything too.
awesome. So, like I said, we're going to talk about this awesome book. What I usually like to do when I have my guests on, they're gonna talk topics with me because I want to hear your opinions on things. But the first thing I want to do, since this is the first time on one of these lives, like we've interviewed you and the team before, and I've done it on the experience.
Mhm.
Uh, for here. Yeah, Lorena, I know I'm competing with the Royal Rumble right now. So the fact that anybody's tuning in, I really appreciate that. Um, I want to know your comic book origins, man. What was the book that got you into comics, and what was the book where you were like, man, I want to do this?
Uh, Probably Death Note, the manga. Yeah, reading that thing, just how the story was told and the art, because that was my first introduction to manga as well. So reading that really put it like, I don't know. I think that's what like sparked it. And then um, I Hate Fairyland was by Scotty Young was just so awesome too.
It's one of my
Right.
favorite Scotty Young books.
Yeah, dude, and it was just so wild, fun, and stupid. Like, and that was like one of the first books I remember laughing out loud at.
Yeah, yeah. See, I tell
Yeah.
people if you like or love I Hate Fairyland, check out Pretty Violent
Hmm.
from Image. It's like that kind of because it's cartoony looking, but the violence is like ramped up to 1,000.
Hmm.
Like it's really really good. So
Yeah.
I don't want to tell this story. I've hinted at it to people before about a creative friend I had that had a horror story with his comics. I would like you to tell the story of what you used to do with your comics.
Oh, dude, yeah. Um, of course, I was stupid. I didn't really know a lot. So whenever I was, because I was raised by my grandparents, and of course they didn't know either, right? And my grandma thought she was helping, and I was like, hell yeah, let's rock. So at the time, Kroger, I don't think they do anymore, but they used to sell comic books there, and we would go every Sunday after we go grocery shopping, and then I would take the comics and we would three ring hole punch them, and then put them in a binder so I wouldn't lose them. Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I
Oh,
I doubt I had anything that was really of value. Um, but the one that I remember the three ring punch the most on was, and I think the reason why I remember it so much is because of how different it was versus the movie. Because I picked it up because I loved the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey as a kid.
mhm.
I thought it was so funny. And then I picked up one of the comic books, and it was nothing like the movie. It was like really brutal,
Yeah,
like insanely brutal. So that was kind of a wake up call. But I remember that one because I remember there was like a bunch of dead bodies in the issue.
yeah. Like I said, I didn't want to tell your story because I was
Yeah,
like,
you can tell
man,
my story. You speak my truth, Jay.
but some of us can't say too much about that because some of the stuff that I used to do with my comics when I was a kid,
Mhm.
the rolling it up and sticking it in your back pocket,
Oh
carry it
yeah,
around,
man,
carry it
100%.
around all day,
Yeah.
got swamp ass all over it. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and that's like, and swamp ass was probably the most sanitary thing that hit it that day too. So
so for those just joining and don't really know because I was fortunate enough to know Dave from his work with Garrett Gunn, and you know I told Dave I was like, man, dude, you just like letter everything, and he sends me a list of projects that
mhm.
he's working on at the same time, and it's like 10 or 15. Like I joke that he does like 900 million things, but he sent 10 or 15 things he was working on, and I was scrolling through them, and yeah, um, I noticed one book in particular caught my eye, and that was Pocus Hocus,
Yeah, that was our first
and
book.
that's basically what started it for me was Pocus. Now, what what was like just the inspiration? I know you have a pitch for it. I want you to come up with a new pitch for me later on,
Okay.
but what was the inspiration behind Pocus?
Um, I think I told you about this before. So Pocus was just an idea um for a book that I had forever ago whenever I was a kid. Um and the idea was just about a superhero magician. I just thought that was just so cool. I don't know. But then, that stuff just kind of lays dormant in the back of your head. And then COVID happened, and I think I was just trying to stop myself from going insane. So then we made, yeah, we made the. I get my co-writer Will. I reached out to him and asked him if he wanted to do a book, and that's how Pocus Hocus came to be. And it became this linear story because originally it was just going to be like episodic, right? Like Ice Cream Man, but with an evil magician. Oh, Jay, do I have you? Did I lose you?
Okay, my mic was muted.
Oh, okay.
Are you still there?
My everything on my end is frozen right now, but we'll see if
Okay.
it works here in a second.
All right, I can still hear you. That's important. At least it's like the least embarrassing picture
Okay,
the
good. Hey,
series
yeah, at
on.
least I wasn't like, I don't know, picking my nose in the middle of it.
Exactly. So the reason I bring up Pocus first is not only is that the first book, but your Kickstarter that's going on right now for issue 3 of this book is actually a character that spun off from Pocus. Now, is it just me, or does Kit just like to draw bunnies and weird stuff in all the comics he works in?
Um, he definitely likes to draw bunnies, 100%. I think that if it wouldn't have been for Kit, I don't know where Pocus Hocus would have been because or Horus, or however you want to say it, because with Kit, um he was the one that like really gave me a shot it whenever I was first starting off because I was trying to find variant cover artists, right? And I didn't know anybody, and luckily Kit was kind enough to lend his art to me, and then we've just been like friends ever since. And that's been awesome.
Oh,
Um
Kit is great.
yeah, no, Kit is fantastic, dude. And he's just a good guy all around too. But yeah, like I think seeing how Kit drew Horus on like the covers and stuff, that's what really pushed it forward for us to be like, yeah, let's do something. And if we tell a side story with Horus from the Pocus Hocus universe, let's just have Kit draw it. And it was just kind of a match made in heaven.
Yeah. Now, as much as I love Horus becoming his own character, I'm still waiting for my Ivan book. That
Dude,
might be a bad bug mature book,
yeah, no one wants
but
Ivan. I
I
promise you, no one wants that Jay. Like I don't know why you keep pushing for it, but nobody wants that.
I love Ivan so much. I don't know what it is, man. I, I
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the way that Dave letters him or just the weird crap that comes out of his mouth sometimes.
Hmm.
But I love Ivan.
Oh, dude, Ivan's crazy.
So yeah, so like I said, y'all, at the top of the chat, I have it pinned, but it's also in the description. Go check out this campaign. It's got till the February 11th, right?
Yeah, I think it's next Tuesday. I
Next
think
Tuesday.
is whenever I have it scheduled to end.
Awesome, man. Let me tell. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Okay.
Tell him, Jay. Preach it, brother
First,
Jay.
first time, y'all. First time I backed Pocus. The first Pocus. I wasn't necessarily worried that I wasn't going to get the book, like because the project wasn't going to get funded, right? I had a feeling this book was gonna get out there, and that's all it took. The first campaign,
Mm.
y'all obviously funded, but when you got to Pocus 2, you guys really funded,
Yeah,
and
we
then
super funded. Yeah.
Pocus 3, and it was kind of like this effect that people were like, okay, now is it more so a campaign on your end, or do you think that a lot of it has to do with fans and reviewers and things like that? Like, how
I mean,
important are those people to you?
yeah, I think it's both, right? I think that of course, like having people support us that's the biggest thing. I mean, it's crowdfunding, right? And having and it's so weird to even say fan base. I don't know. It's just that's strange to me still. To even think that people, you know, gave a damn enough about my hobby to want to keep coming back for it, right? Um, so having that is crazy within itself, but then it's also my responsibility to make sure that I'm delivering good product, but also delivering the product too, and in a timely fashion.
Yeah. I boast and I kid, but I was like, I tell people, I was like, man, I'm glad y'all hopped on this because we were the first fans.
Yeah, you guys were like for real. Like you guys were the first people outside of my grandmother, right?
Yeah. And that has to do like it's one of those things that I tell people. I'm like, look, I'm friends with these folks, but if they ever put something out that I didn't like, I would tell them.
Hmm.
I would be like, this one's not for me.
Right.
You know, I don't push your books and I don't tell people how great I think your books are just because we're friends. I do it because you and Will and the team,
Hmm.
you create some stuff, man, that's just like it's you didn't know you needed it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the design philosophy, right? It's we want to create books that you didn't know you wanted to read, um, and just have fun in the process while we're doing it.
Yeah. Uh, you know, a lot of your books, because I've talked to you and Will about it before. Um, you get some horror movies are a big part of some of the stuff that you write, right?
Hmm.
Like when you're doing like say Grandma Chainsaw, which is
Right.
basically a love letter to 80s slashers,
Hmm. 100%.
right?
Yeah.
I I what I want to know is, and I'm going to always bring his name up in a conversation because I don't think he should ever be forgotten. But
Yeah.
Jason Smith, who for those who don't know was a colorist and did so much more. Like some of the stuff that Jason worked on was he got to work on Ninja Turtles and things like that. Um, Sadly passed away a couple years ago, and such a good dude, such a good dude. I would actually watch his lives that he did, where he'd be coloring and listening to music, whether it was you know his type of music or his own music,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Jason was such a creative person, man.
Yes, 100%. Is there any kind of musical influences that y'all have?
I mean, probably not like going into writing this thing, right? Like, I mean, there's stuff that I listen to, whenever I'm writing or storyboarding or trying to think of stuff or whatever. But like, because mine and Will's music taste is so drastically different, um, that I wouldn't want to pinpoint it and say, yeah, it's our musical taste is what is what's influencing this. I mean, that could be a subconscious thing for all I know, right? The musical taste could be somewhere deep rooted in there. But yeah, I would want to cautiously say no. But I could be wrong, Jay. I have been very wrong before.
Is it like heavy metal and show tunes? Is
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of like
I mean, dude, yeah, Will loves Broadway.
yeah?
And
Oh
and I
yeah.
love heavy metal.
That's why we never see him because he's going to become a famous actor. I mean,
Yeah.
never see him. Hope he's doing well. Haven't talked to him in a
Yeah,
while
he's
either.
doing great, man. Yeah, he's actually he's managing a theater right now.
That's awesome.
So yeah. Oh, we got a
There we
question
go.
from Mr. Nope.
Sure do.
Jay, do you care to read that?
Yeah. See, here's the other thing you might not notice, Alan. So we're not in StreamYard, right? We're in
Yeah.
Restream. I have my chat up in the video
Hmm.
because that way everybody can see. So I'll read it out,
Read it, baby.
but everybody can see it.
Do it, Jay. Coward.
Okay. how much of an idea do you have before you chase down writing it? And on the flip side, do you abandon ideas or just park them until you get further inspiration?
Um, I have to know the beginning, middle, and end. Like, I have to try to think of that off the cuff. And if I have, because for my work, I have a lot of windshield time, because I pretty much drive for a living, I feel like. Um, so I like to really think about the process. I like to think about, okay, who, what, when, where, why, right? Um, do I have a good beginning, middle, and end? And I think about it, it's like, okay, cool. Now, would anyone care to read this story? Is it stupid? And if the answer is yes, awesome. I want it to be stupid. I want people to read it, right? But sometimes they just don't come to fruition. And yeah, I don't think I ever fully get rid of an idea. I think that there's new life in it somewhere else along the way. And it will fit into something else. Kind of like how we talked about earlier, Jay. Like, Pocus Hocus started off as an idea whenever I was a kid, right? Um, you don't abandon it if you don't have to.
Right. Oh, awesome. And y'all know how we work here, man. My shows pretty much depend on you. I'm a lazy host. So if y'all got any questions,
Don't ever change, Jay. Don't ever
yeah,
change.
I'm not an interviewer, y'all. Y'all seen that before.
Jay
I
is
like
an
to
interview.
listen.
Jay is, I promise.
Well, I like to listen, man. I find everything that creators do fascinating, down to the people that can look at a cover and tell me who the artist was
Yeah,
without, me. I'm like, I can tell a Brian cover,
yeah.
Brian Belando. I can tell his artwork because his artwork is so just unique to the point where I don't think anybody else has a style like his. I can tell an Alex Ross,
Mhm.
and you could tell Brian that I put him in the same category with Alex Ross.
Oh, dude, Brian would be stoked.
But I'm not that dude. I'm not that
Mhm,
dude that you could show me a cover and I'm like, oh yeah, this was done by Bill Sienkiewicz, who until maybe a year ago, I thought his name was Bilson Kevich. So, and
I like
Jenna,
the name
yes.
Wilson.
See, I'm not the only one that says that. The myth himself, Alan the Arms.
Um, but yeah, like, I don't know, like, just kind of think about Mr. Nope's question. Yeah, I don't think that there's ever a bad idea, right? Because I think an idea is always great. It's just, does it fit at that place and time? And like, I mean, that idea could also come back later, in your own main series, or something else, like as like a side character or a side plot. I don't know. Like, I think it's always good to kind of just keep them in the back of your mind, right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Like I, it's kind of like Garrett. You know,
Hmm.
Garrett has so many things, so many ash cans. When I was part of his Patreon, Garrett has so many stories.
Hmm.
Every single one of them could be a hit if he focused on doing them. Like there's so many things that he's written ashcan wise where I'm just like, man, I want the rest of this now.
Yeah,
And for to me, again, I'm kind of a mark for y'all though,
yeah,
because I'm like everything y'all write. There hasn't been anything that I'm like, I'm not really into, especially in the entire bad bug camp.
yeah.
I personally, now I haven't read every single thing.
Oh, you go crazy if you tried to, man. I don't blame you
Yeah,
on that one.
y'all got a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
but I'm the worst person when Mike Teener is like, "Hey, can you give us some criticism or critiques or something?" I'm like, Mike, y'all got to write a bad book,
yeah.
and y'all don't have a person there to me from the stuff I've written who's written anything bad.
Hmm.
So you know, so it's one of those where the artist that hates their art.
Yeah.
There's sometimes you might think it's a bad idea, you might think it's a bad story, but when you like talking about the Dead Squad,
Hmm.
dude, I'd want a whole freaking series on the Dead Squad, man. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Fury Chan is the like my favorite douchebag ever.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I absolutely love the Death Squad and the stupid stuff that we come up with on that
Yes,
thing.
yes, so much. So you got your yeah. I really am.
He
I
is the
really
best
am,
kind.
Jenna.
Jay's just the best kind of person.
So again, we you spun this character. Y'all decide. You know what? For some reason, people love this pink bunny,
Mhm.
this pink talking bunny. Let's see what we can go. See where we can go with that. And we decide on he's going to be a general in hell.
Yeah, why not? Right.
And the first issue opens with this just bombastic battle, man. The
Mhm.
battle's so good. And a drunk Pocus on stage,
Yep.
reaching into his hat. And just when you think that Horus is going to be overtaken by an angel, he gets smashed by this hand coming from the heavens.
Mhm.
And then that hand happens to grab Horus, and Horus I can't exactly remember exactly what's going through Horus's mind at this point. It
Ye
has been a little bit since I've read issue 1.
Yeah, so Horace in that moment in time, he thinks, "Oh, this is it. Like, this is my eternal or divine or demonic, however you wanna say it. This is his reward for all of his years of servitude, right, to the Dark Lord. And this is how he's gonna get paid back, right? Um, and we really wanted to play off a demon's word is his bond type deal, right? Because I've always loved that idea with stuff. I always liked the idea that you have these evil characters, but they still, it's kind of like the devil went down to Georgia, right? We love the idea of a demon loving to gamble, right? And that's how they kind of like shake hands, I guess, in a way, or you know, um, and Horus, whenever he's plucked, he's like, "Great, this is my divine reward. I pledge all my eternal services to you." And then there's Pocus, and he's like, "Oh, great, I picked the right rabbit." And it's just like, then Horus is like, "Oh my God, what just happened?" You know, it was something like that, and we just thought that that was just so funny.
Yeah. Triple B is saying that the cosplay cover for Xenogeist, he had that on his show.
Oh, did he?
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
BBB
cool.
Haunted Comics, y'all. Make sure if y'all aren't already subbed to him, most of the people in my chat are, but
Mhm.
Triple B's been on the show with me, so is Nope. Eventually, I'll have Lorena. One of the things that I want to stress, especially with our lives, is I want to make sure that if there's anybody in my chat that wants to come on, it is a hangout,
Mhm.
and by all means, if they just get a hold of me, no, they can come on. You guys want to ask Alan your questions directly? By all means, just hit me up. I'll bring you in. I know Nope said he's babysitting, so that's all right. Um, man, Jenna is talking about something that I can't believe it's taken this long, and that's the figures.
Oh yeah, dude. Are you able to pull up the campaign? I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
if you.
Give me
Okay.
just a second, and I'll
Yeah.
get it
Yeah,
up here.
that'd be better. Better show and tell moment, right?
Hold on. Let me get the right freaking thing going here. I want that one. Okay. Oh well, yeah. Okay. Thank you for that.
There you go. I got you, baby.
Yeah. Just remember though, I am running this on a shoestring budget, so I only have one screen. So
That's okay.
you might have to tell me to slow down.
No,
So let me,
you're good, brother.
let me
Let me
get up
pull
here.
my screen up just a little bit bigger here. Just make sure I got everything. Okay.
All
Where do
right.
we begin?
Let's see. First of all, stretch goals right up front is kind of interesting.
Yeah, because we didn't anticipate this. So Jay, if you go back to the very, very top, yeah, we're as of right now, we still have 9 days to go, and this is our biggest campaign to date. We're sitting at $14,170, which is crazy. That was something unanticipated, 100% unanticipated. Um, so the oh, and no, actually, I just saw a question pop up in your chat here, Jay. No, you actually don't need to read Pocus Hocus to understand what's happening in Horus and Hell. We decided to make sure that new readers that we didn't want to strong arm anybody into making sure they read this series before they got into this one. I mean, yeah, of course, like will it enhance your reading a little bit? It's like, yeah, I mean, maybe. But we wanted to set it up to where it was independent, so you can hop on at any point. And if you love Taurus, then yeah, hey, that's great, awesome. Then check out the the rest of the stuff that we have going on because it's a fun ride. But yeah, so yeah, Jay, let's keep going. Yeah, so again, like Jay said, kind of like out the gate, we were looking at it and trying to figure out like what can we do on this one that can really really do everything, and yeah, stretch goals out the gate just because it kind of just picked up really fast.
Dude, I'm loving that tarot card, man.
Yeah, the bad bug tarot card, yeah, they have it on every campaign, and we actually had it listed on Pocus God, Horus Two's campaign, but we didn't reach that stretch goal, so we've yeah, we were like, well, we decided to wait, and then yeah, now's a good time for it.
Oh, and so close, y'all. So close to that 15 grand one.
Mhm.
Here's some of the artwork, y'all. Y'all, I mean,
So right there, this is actually a crossover cover, or a connecting cover with another campaign. So this one, of course, you get the Horus and Hell half on ours, and then the It's Fun to Kill People on the other side.
who's doing that? It's fun to kill people.
Anthony Stokes.
Okay.
Yep. So
And
just
then
kind of, if you look at that picture, you just split it right down the middle.
yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. That is whew.
Yeah. A big shout out to Anthony. He actually found all the artists and stuff for that. I had
Oh,
nothing to do with that.
that's very nice looking. Then you got your little synopsis here.
Mhm.
Oh my good. I love this freaking thing, man. Oh, like I'm only halfway kidding about the Ivan one, but Horus is just oh goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, Kit's artwork is just so stupid good, man.
Here's the part I was talking about.
Mhm. The giant fist just coming down.
Yes. They're picking them up.
It's so stupid, but it works.
Oh, it's genius is the word you're looking for, man. I love man, just yo, even if you're only interested in Horus, I would still say check out Pocus, man. For I'm trying to remember now while we're scrolling through this before I get too much farther.
Yeah.
Was because again, it's been a while and I need to reread them. Was Pocus done in like gray and black and the magic was colored until they
Yeah.
got to hell?
Yes. Yeah, but with this one again, from where um it's a, I don't want to say one off or however you want to look at it, for it's a side story. We kind of just let this one have its own rules, right? So in Pocus Hocus, our main world is in black and white. But all the magic's in color. But when we go to hell, everything's of course in vibrant color. And we with this one, I mean, we just let Kit run wild, right? And I think that's the best way to utilize Kit.
That is a fact, man. Now the reason I bring that up is I have not only Jenna, but I have a buddy of mine named Ed who's usually like a co-host with me,
Hmm.
but friend of mine they can't see black and white. Like when things are in black and white, it just they can't make out. So I wanted to put that out there so if he's rewatching and he was interested,
Yeah.
just for him to know, hey, you might want to stick to Horus because Horus is it's all color, right? In
Yep.
Horus.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that out for anybody who has trouble seeing in black and white. That would be my only thing to tell you about Pocus until they get to Hell
Yeah,
in the
which is
later.
issue like beginning of issue 3.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. But here we go down. Here's the interesting thing I'm going to say while we're scrolling down here. You, I don't know if y'all were the originators of it or just
Yes, whatever it
people
is,
that
we
I
were.
knew.
Yeah, whatever you got to say, Jay. We originated it. We started it. We coined it. We put our thing down. We flipped it, and in fact, we
Reverse.
reversed it.
Nice. You guys are the first ones that I've seen use this kind of a la carte, build your own bundle kind of thing.
Hmm.
Where did the idea for that come from? Like, we're all just like, I hate when I go on certain campaigns and I want this, but I also want this, but I can't get that without getting this too, and I don't really want that.
I mean, it was probably a subconscious idea, right?
Hmm.
Because as a consumer myself, um, I want to be able to build my own stuff, right? And grab and drag and drop what I want versus what I need, and everything. And that's something that we've always tried to do for all of our backers, and I feel like it it's good because it pays respect to new backers and old backers at the same time.
Right.
And I think that that's good because I never want anyone to come in and be like, oh, this is too daunting. If I want to get this, I have to get that, and I have to get that, and I have to get that. It's like, no, you don't have to. Like, this is the bare minimum that you need, right?
Yeah.
And build it yourself. Or if you are a returning backer, like, I don't want you to feel strong arm that you have to get this giant tier because there's one cover in particular that you wanted, right?
Yeah. See, they do this for y'all, which is
That's
another
true.
reason y'all should go and back their
Gentlemen.
stuff.
It's all for you, Damien.
So we got the first cover right here, cover A, Kit Wallace, always always a crowd pleaser,
Hmm.
always just a huge fan of Kit's stuff, man.
Yeah, again, Kit's nuts, dude. I love Kit so much. And just his like the greens and everything that he used on this one was just like chef's kiss, right?
Yeah, yeah, like the colors are just so. It's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, man, the pink and the green shouldn't work as well as they
Hmm.
do for this cover, and they just do.
Yep.
They just do. And then we have one of my outside of Kit. This is a person that I believe should be definitely a lot more well known, and this is cover B by Brian Belando.
Yep.
If y'all have not seen Brian Belando's art, you need to go on Instagram and search him and just look at some of the things this guy does. Like, his art is fantastic.
Oh, dude, Brian's incredible.
That dude has done things where you tell him what you want on the page, right? I
Hmm.
believe this is what y'all told me before, and he'll send y'all back something. You're like, this is even better than what we thought we wanted.
Oh, 100% every time. Like, and that's the thing, like, and especially with like Kit too, like it's getting to a point where we don't even really like tell them what we want anymore, right? Like, it's just like this is what happens on the page. Just kill it.
And you might know Kit from more mainstream books like Mr. Easter. He's done some stuff for Good Boy,
Quested as
uh,
well. Yeah.
Quested. Oh my goodness, I love the game, and I just blanked on the name.
High on life.
High on Life. There you go.
Mhm.
And people forget though, Dave also letters that book. So
Yeah, Dave letters. Dave does in fact letter.
yeah, we got cover C by Edward Bentley. This is just it's a cute cover. Like, I like how this looks.
Hmm. Yeah, we actually had that cover for issue 2. We just didn't get around to using it because we already had like so many at one time.
Hmm.
But yeah, so we actually been sitting on this one for a while and just dying to show people.
Then we have the one that confused me when you first showed me the little pre-launch thing
Oh, sweet
because
baby Jay.
again, I know of Hellboy. I've read some Hellboy,
Yeah, an
but
issue or two, right?
yeah, and I didn't jump on the second campaign, uh, but I have the first one y'all did. There was no way I was not going to grab a Dave Lentz Mike Mignola cover.
Right.
So for the first one, I grabbed it, and then when I saw that there was one for number two, and then I saw there was one for number three, like Dave is a guy that when it comes to his lettering and stuff like that, Dave knows he's good.
Right.
Like Dave knows that.
Oh, 100% Dave knows he's good. Like he can
Something
act
about the,
humble all he wants, but he
well,
is
there's something about the cover where I think on a little note he was like he said sorry.
yes, I can yeah, it's something like that. I had to like find the actual cover to blow it up and look at it, but yeah, it's like
Yeah,
pretty much him apologizing
I'm
to
like, dude,
Mike McDola.
if Mike saw this, he would love it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like this is so good. Like, and again, I'm a mark for all of y'all, but in all seriousness, for never seeing Dave do a cover before,
Oh,
I'd
it's
never
great.
seen Dave's art. These Mike Mignola inspired Hellboy covers, man, are fantastic. Like
Mhm.
again, you can get you a Dave Lentz cover, y'all.
Yeah,
Get you a
everyone just
Dave
do
Lentz,
it.
and I'm telling you, like I'm waiting to see an Allen and Will cover.
Oh,
I
I
really
can't
am.
draw. Nah,
Oh,
like
that
I
don't
wish I
matter.
could draw. I
That
I
don't
can't.
stop a lot of people, man.
Oh, yeah, we'll stop you this time, Jay.
Like Frank Miller's in his quit asking me to draw era. I think y'all would be okay.
That's Frank Miller though.
Here's one of those cool little things right here, a multi pack.
Yep. So
That's
that's again, it kind of goes with our whole design philosophy of we don't want anyone to ever feel like they're being strong armed to get anything. So if there's only just like a cover or two that you really wanted, then you just back that and then get it that way. Yeah, and that Ruben Mosho, he's fantastic. He's I've worked with him on a numerous amount of projects, and his art is just so good.
okay. So it's Mosho.
Yes, as far as I know.
Okay.
Ruben's never corrected me. He's also very polite, so I could be
Okay.
messing his name up.
Well, if he ever watches any of my unboxing videos when I talk about his books, please tell him to correct me if I'm saying his name because I'm pretty sure I've been saying either Moko or Mocho. So
I swear it's Mosho, but you know. And then there's Sean Butler. He's in chat.
is he?
Yes, he
Hashtag
is.
he's gone. Yep, that's become a thing now. Thanks, Robbie. Rockin' Robbie Bills started that from Pop Culture Philosophers. He
It's
was in the
funny.
chat a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and then there's our catch-up tier here.
Yes, and I love when folks do that. I love when they're you'd be surprised how many books like Kickstarter's not exactly great all the time at letting you know. Like there's been times where I've found a really awesome book, but the campaign's been over for like 2 weeks because it
Crazy.
just randomly popped up,
Yeah.
right? And then when I want to get on the next one, they don't have a number 1. They don't have a way to like I don't like jumping into a story mid-story, you know?
Hmm.
So I love when creatives do things like this.
Got to, man.
And then the prices are just like the prices are so good, man.
Well,
Like
I appreciate it because, like, again, like how we talked about this before at the, pretty much the top of the show, like, I just feel bad asking people to support my hobby, right? So, um, I'm just happy that anyone will want to spend the money on it at all.
here's the thing that I could not wait for. Now, granted, I love the box and all that. I love this entire tier,
Hmm.
but it's those right there. Those 3 little 2-inch tall figures. I've been waiting for something like that.
Yeah.
Like, what made y'all decide? Like,
Um, I think we just decided that now is the time, right? Like we decided like we think we're good enough, and the series is at a good point to where we like to think that because here's the thing, a little peek behind the curtain, right? Um, these figures are they're a risk because it's not like you can just do one out the gate, right? Um, so we had to invest early on in them. And we figured Horus was the good property to do it with, right? Because here's the thing, man. People can ask you for stuff all day. Like, we have fans that say, "Hey, I want this, I want that. Like, I'd love to see this." And it's like, "Hey, yeah, great. That sounds awesome. I'd love to see all that stuff too." But then you really got to think about it, and you're like, "Okay, will more than just that person show up?" Right?
yeah,
Because unfortunately, comics are very expensive, not only to keep buying them and to support our habit, but to also work in them too, right? So that's
no,
something that we really had to think about. It's like, is this going to be worth it for every party involved, right? And we got lucky, where everyone showed up for it,
yep.
and we could not have been happier.
And Lorena's saying that she got the physical Kit Wallace catch up.
Okay, cool deal.
Very awesome.
That's a good one to get.
Now I know y'all have a video of the figures on the campaign site.
Yeah, it's actually right below this, I think. I didn't know. Can you play it? I don't know how what your capabilities are on
Well,
that.
I should be able
Um,
should be able to play it, but I didn't know if you wanted me to.
yeah, yeah, I'd love for you to because we spend a lot of money on these trailers, Jay. So you show away.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this too, because I went and actually watched this on the site that it belongs to. Did a Lens make this?
No, so this was actually made by the creator of the prototype for the
Okay.
toys, right? But then Dave uploaded because for some reason, sometimes the Kickstarter thing's
Hmm.
real finicky, and they wouldn't let us just upload the video on here. So Dave said, my son has a YouTube account, so he just threw it on there. So it's called like Pokemon or
That's
something
so
like that.
cool.
So
That's
yeah, yeah, it's something like that. So yeah, it's actually on his son's account.
awesome. All right. Well, here, let me.
Yeah, but yeah, if you want to go and play it, and I'll explain it after the this is over. I don't know if you can make it full screen on there
I
or
think I
not, Jay.
might have to hit the play
After,
button first.
yeah, if you want to.
That is
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah. So the horse figures, how they're set up is the heads are interchangeable with the bodies. So they all actually operate on a magnet system. And all the hands are the same size, so that way you can also change out the weapons, carrot, lollipop, however you want to do it, right? So that way it gives us the opportunity going forward if we want to just release like a new set of heads, right? So people that already own them, they can just kind of have that and have fun with it, right? Or like a
Bro,
new
that's a
weapon
billion
or
dollar
something like
idea right there.
well, we'll
Holy
see.
hell. No, that's dude, that is so smart. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like when I first watched, like, because I went ahead and I went through the campaign again. I Because I want to check see how good y'all are doing. And I saw the
Mhm.
video and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and watch this. And the first time I saw the head pop off, I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad we got these. I didn't know
Yeah.
until I watched this video. I was like, oh, dude, this, oh
Yeah, dude.
yeah, that's gonna be. That's gonna be so fun. I cannot wait.
Like I said too, and early on for the prototype, I mean, I think they're
Yeah.
pretty stellar, just even with that. And yeah, they're obviously made with high quality resin. Um, yeah, I mean, they turned out better than what I could have imagined.
Now, based off the success of these, could there be other figures in the future? Because Pocus, Grandma Chainsaw.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're already talking about it for going for. I wish we would have had these for
Oh my.
Grandma Chainsaw, because that would have been hilarious. And then yeah, okay, so this right here, we did this on Pocus Hocus or God, we keep talking about Pocus. On Horus #2, we had our first Horus
Mhm.
collector's box, and it did really, really well. So we decided, hey, you know what? Let's
I
just bring it
love
back.
yeah,
Let's just try it again for this
I
one.
love these. Love these. And then, of course, we got
And then this is something new for us too.
oh,
We actually started doing prints. Because we actually had a couple people ask us for 11 by
oh,
17s.
man. And look at that, all 4 for $40? Gee, like, man.
Mhm.
Now I gotta ask, will these come signed by anyone who can sign them?
Yeah, I mean, if I'll be the one shipping them, so I can get myself or Will to sign them. But as far as getting like Kit or Dave, that
Yeah,
it'd
well,
be way
Kit's a
more
little bit
difficult.
harder.
Yes, yeah, Kit is in
Yeah.
another country, and yeah, Dave is a couple
Right.
states away. But yeah, again, it would still be kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
lemon
True, I
difficult.
mean, but just getting yours and Will's signatures, I mean,
Mhm.
and you could always
That should be all you
exactly.
need.
And then you can do like we did and eventually meet up with Dave and get Dave to sign so
Mhm.
much of your crap. He's like, "Wow, don't ever bring shit to me again."
Yep. And then right here we did a limited run of these. So this is the ash can cover for Horus and Hell that we had forever ago when we first started the series. And we have this in hollow foil, and it's going
Oh
to be
my
numbered.
goodness. Here's the next thing I wanted you to talk about, and I'm glad we ended up pulling this up because this is another one of those hits y'all are gonna have, man. I can already tell.
I sure hope so. So this next title that we're looking at is a book called Mostly Dead, and it's a book created by Kit Wallace and myself, drawn by Kit, colored by Carrie, who is now our colorist from Pocus Hocus and
Mhm.
Grandma Chainsaw, and I've worked on a couple other books with Carrie already. Um, yeah, this story follows a a young boy whose parents die in a car wreck whenever he's, of course, very young. Um, and he doesn't have anywhere else to go, so he becomes a ward of the state. Um, this story is about him finding a book of the dead in the orphanage, and he wants to bring his parents back. And I promise it's funnier than what I'm making it out to be.
Oh, I already know. For
Yeah,
one, the grumpy Necronomicon there, I
yeah.
love that. Um, the the character right here kinda reminds me of, Carrie's avatar.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's Isabel. That's our contortionist. So Jay, if you want to play the Mostly Dead trailer, because I think that this might be the best trailer we have.
Absolutely. Hold on just a s
Absolutely, buddy.
There was a time when the boy was happy. This was not such a time. And so, the boy became a ward of the state. The orphanage would be his home. They told him he'd be safe. But he did not feel safe. And for a time, that would be life. Chores, class, discipline, day in and day out, month after month, until one day, the secrets behind these walls refused to stay silent. I would call out to the boy. Within my pages, he would find the power to bring his parents back. they could be a family again. Well, mostly.
Yeah, that was
Let's
mostly dead.
go. And you know what? Prevalent Mind Studios. I love when he take. I think it was the first thing he did for y'all, Grandma Chainsaw, or did he do something before?
No,
It was
it was a
Pocus.
Pocus Hocus
Okay.
trailer. Mhm.
Oh, love it. And then here's
Yeah, so then of course the all the proceeds from that we get from the ash can sales are going right back into the book, so we can go ahead and bring this thing to life.
yes. And here's what I'm gonna leave y'all with. Because if you want to see the rest of it, I mean we're almost down to the end of it. But if you want to see the rest of it, check out. I got the link at the top of the chat. You can go through it slowly. You can watch it, but right here, creative team: Alan Dunford and Will Radford. Art: Kit Wallace. Letterer: Dave Lentz. This is going to be produced by Bad Bug Media, and I have Bad Bug's
Mm.
website pinned in, or not pinned, but in the description of this video. But here's a little sneak preview right here. I'll leave right here.
Yeah, this is the first 4 pages of issue 3.
I'll leave it right there, folks. If you want to see more, hit that link. Like, let me go back up to the top here. Let me see if I can refresh. All right, so there. That's relatively close to 15 grand in my view. And
Mhm.
9 days to go. And always, folks, as I tell everyone, even if you can't back, sharing is caring. You have
Sharing is
no
caring,
idea
isn't it?
how much just sharing stuff
Mhm.
helps people out. And I see Ed's in the chat. That boy looks like he belongs in a Gorillaz music video.
Do I? I
I
probably
think he's
do,
I
man.
think he's talking about in the trailer.
Oh, they're talking about me. It's like, yeah, I kind of look like a Topher Grace type.
All Lorena just adjusted her pledge to include all three figures.
Oh, awesome. You didn't have to do that, but much
See
appreciated.
if I
Thank you.
missed. Miss anything? Yeah, that's so great, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I don't just say this because he's our friend. Okay,
He
Alan,
does. Well,
Alan
yeah, I
and
promise
Will
you,
and
he
that
does.
team make some incredible books, y'all. Like if you're a horror fan, if you're a horror comedy fan, these are the folks to look for. If you're kind of getting sick of superheroes, for me, I've always said if you are ever done with superheroes for a little bit, read horror comics, read horror comedy
Mhm.
comics. It's a nice break from superheroes all the time. But yeah, that was Horus number 3,
Yep.
and since I got you here, I wanna ask you some things.
Okay. Lay it on me.
You seen the Superman trailer yet? The teaser.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah.
Okay. I did a live reaction to it.
Did you
Almost,
cry? Did you
bro.
cry on camera?
Almost. I
Okay.
really did. When that first musical little sting of the John Williams theme hit,
Oh, yeah, I knew that. I got you, you
I
little
am.
baby.
My chat knows. My chat knows, dude. I did a reaction for the Christopher
Yeah.
Reeve Superman, dude. I was crying the whole
Mhm.
time. I still haven't even watched it. I have
Yep.
not brought myself to watch that yet because Christopher Reeve.
Did you wa So I know that you're such a huge
Mhm.
Superman fan. What did you think about the Flash at the end when they had all those CGI Supermen?
I'm gonna go on record and say this. I didn't hate the Flash. I did not hate the Flash
Okay.
movie. I did not like the fact that we used all that CGI.
How controversial, yet so brave of
Yeah,
you to say, Jay.
there were parts of it like I had never been an Ezra Miller fan to begin with. Ezra Miller
Okay.
was not my Barry Allen. But I will say
Mhm.
this: the Flash movie almost made him bearable to me. I still
Okay.
the running always threw me off. I did not like the speed skater, like, weird
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
running.
Yeah, he almost
Yeah,
Naruto ran. Felt
yeah.
like it.
I'm kinda
Yeah.
glad that we're gonna go in a different direction. Uh, and Sean,
Yeah.
100%, dude. I didn't hate The Flash. I've seen it twice. I've watched it twice.
You just wanted to make sure you didn't like it.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are certain parts of it I did really dig. I'm kinda hoping for the
Mhm.
next, Speedster. As much as I wasn't that big of a fan of the Eternals, their Speedster in
Yeah.
that's what I wanna see. I don't have to see from the perspective of the Speedster every time. You know, show me some scenes where I
Mhm.
can barely see what's going on. Like, I want to see that
Yeah.
zipping by, stuff like that. Ed just watched it. It's a tough watch. I'm not even a big fan.
Yeah, Eddie brought up a good point. Yeah.
I don't know if you wanna watch it or not, to be I am. Like I said, I've told this story a billion times. Superman has always been my dude. Uh, Christopher Reeve's Superman was shown to me when I was 3 or 4, and
Mhm.
that was
It just
yeah,
it just hit
that
right.
was my that formed my
Yeah.
love of Superman, and that got me into the comics, and to this day, the best thing about what's going on right now, I know there's a lot of hate going on because folks want us to go back to a universe that wasn't working for everybody, and I'm the first to admit that I was a fan of those movies. Got no issue saying that. I was a fan of those movies, Zack Snyder, Justice League, all that. But I didn't understand, and I don't understand how anybody could want this movie to fail. Because for me, I've been a Superman fan my entire life, and I felt so alone because so many people find him to be a boring character. But now
Mhm.
with this new Superman, and I don't care who's directing it, it could be Gunn, it could be Snyder, it could be whoever. It's showing me that people do care about Superman. That's what's got me so
Right.
excited. I'm excited for this movie. I can't wait. You know, Henry Cavill wasn't the first Superman, and David Cornsweat's not going to be the last. I'm a fan of both. Well, I got to say, a fan of Henry Cavill because I haven't seen too much of David
Yeah.
Cornsweat's work, right? But I'm a bigger Superman fan. You know, there's going to be hopefully David is one of those that 30 years from now people are going to be saying, "Well, the new guy's okay, but he's no David Cornsweat." And finding yeah,
Real quick though, Jay, I
yes,
do want to give a condolences to Eddie. Man, stay healthy. I just saw your message in chat about having COVID and the whole family has that.
yeah. Yeah, I talked to him
Cannot
yeah, I talked to
imagine.
him earlier. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Stay hydrated.
Ed
As much
Ed
as you can.
actually was the friend I was talking about that can't see black and white, and COVID is one of the reasons for that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he
crazy.
was a big Universal Monsters fan. He still is. Like, he's one of the biggest
Mhm.
Universal Monster fans I know, but he can't watch them because COVID pretty much took him being able to see black and white.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So I told him earlier, I was like, "Man, hoping you and the entire family just have a speedy recovery. That crap is no
Mhm.
joke." Jenna and I had it a couple years ago, and it felt like every time I sneezed or coughed, somebody was just shotgun kicking me in the chest. Like, it was
I don't mean
no,
to laugh, Jay,
that's
but
how no,
yeah,
man. Go for real. Well, I mean, I said it to be funny, but it really did
yeah,
feel like that. And once we got
yeah,
over it, it took like 3 weeks before I felt like I had any kind of energy at all. And that's not even
right.
being sick. Like, it was nuts. Like, this that
God,
shit's no joke.
yeah.
It really isn't. So I'm really hoping, that it's a speedy recovery for you, boss. That way, next Saturday,
Mhm.
you can join me as my he's not even the unofficial co-host anymore. He's basically the co-host when Sean's got to work.
Yeah,
So yeah, going back to it, it's one of those. I'm excited that people are excited for Superman for once. It feels like I've been alone in my love for Superman for so long, and now it just feels like so many other people are excited for this. So,
Yeah.
like,
It's a good feeling, man, when a property or a fandom that you love just starts getting
yeah,
love, right?
yeah, it's like I said, it brings me to my topic. So I talked about the new Sinestro. It's going to be Ulrich Thompson, this dude right here.
Hmm.
Very awesome in the show called Banshee. It's streaming on Max if you want to watch it. Uh, Anthony Starr is the star of it. It's basically a thief gets released from prison. He goes to this bar, and the bar gets robbed while the town of Banshee's new sheriff that they haven't met yet is in the bar with them. The sheriff ends up getting killed, and the uh, the the guy ends up Anthony Starr ends up taking over this dude's identity and becoming the sheriff for this town of Banshee. And Ulrich
Yeah.
plays a bad guy. He's a bad guy, but named Kai Proctor. So if you like, there's some people like, oh, really, this guy? I'm like, I could see it. This guy plays an awesome villain. So, like I said, watch Banshee if you haven't. Check him out, so that way you can get a feel for it. Now, talking about Superman. So, like I said, I did a short on the TV spot because I mean, I'm going to like anything Superman, even if it's just a TV spot. I'm gonna do something with it. And there's a
Right.
shot.
Because why wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
the short that I did, like I said in the beginning, is now 19 views away from 10,000 views. Like
Get it, Jay.
that's insane. Again, we're 24 subs away from 600 subs. Like the last since last February, it's just been insane growth, and I thank everyone here for that. But I did this, and the reaction in my chat that's got like over 450 comments is just insane, and it's all because of this shot right here. If I can get it pulled up, like now, if y'all can see that, yes, it kind of looks like a lazy eye, maybe. Okay, and the whole shot is fantastic. It feels like you're in a jet where he's
Hmm.
going through the ice and he does a barrel roll, pops out on the end like this, and people are dogging it because of this one shot right here. And I get that it looks a little wonky. Like I get it, but the fact that people are looking at things like this and they're like, "Wow, this is the dumbest thing ever. This movie's gonna fail." And I'm like, guys, the guy is on a rig and he's getting wind blown in his face. I
Yeah.
get I get that he's supposed to be Superman and stuff like that's not supposed to bother him, but this is also a 1.4-second shot in a movie that's now 5 months away.
Isn't that crazy to think about how
Oh,
close it is to
it
being
feels so
here?
far away, dude. It feels so far away, man.
Yeah.
But I know it's gonna be here. I'm not one of those people that think, oh, this movie's gonna be like $3 billion or anything like that. I think this movie's gonna do well though. I really do. And like I said, I know there's a lot of people that were all for the other universe, and they're thinking, if this movie doesn't do good, well, we'll just go back to that. We're not going to go back to that. It's not happening. I just wish people would just be happy for what we're going to be getting. If it
Hmm.
ends up for whatever reason, okay, I can't say, nobody knows until we're in the theater and those credits roll.
Right.
But if the movie doesn't do well, that's not going to be good. Now, granted, they're not just going to stop everything and pivot. They're gonna keep going. Gunn has already said that. But I don't see why people would want this to fail because if it does fail, for me, it's like, what's the point? Why you might as well just shelve
Mhm.
DC stuff for the next 5 or 6 years. And I'm not basing that off of if this fails, they shouldn't do
Yeah.
anything. But what I'm saying is, people want it to fail so bad that if it does, you're never going to hear the end of it.
Right.
And the thing is, like I tell people all the time, man, I want all this stuff to succeed. You weren't going to convince 5-year-old me that when I was an adult, I was going to have so much Superman and just comic book movie stuff to watch that I have a hard time figuring out what I'm going to watch sometimes. This is like a nerd's dream right here. And there's
Yep.
things like this. Yeah, exactly. Nope, exactly. And I don't think it will either. And crypto, man, people are mad that crypto's not a lab. Like, it's the weirdest things we get mad about. It's like, man, I get it. We got lucky with Sonic. Okay, people were upset with how Sonic looked, and we just watched the third Sonic movie. I gotta say, in my opinion, that's the best video game trilogy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Dude,
awesome, which
it's
is
the best
crazy.
video game trilogy I've ever seen. Like, Sonic is so good, I'm already ready for the next one.
That's
But
crazy.
people said constructive things about that. Yeah, there was some ones in there was like, "Hey, this looks like garbage," but there are constructive criticism that they listen to, and that doesn't happen all the time,
Mm.
you know. But it's one of those things where, exactly, Lorena, I love Superman too, and I'm going to be. My chat knows this. Most people knows this. I like All Star Superman. I think the cartoon movie's better. I think there's many stories of Superman that are better than All Star Superman. But I want this stuff to succeed because then we can get things like Comics Tribe making movies or Bad Bug moving into video games and movies and TV shows and cartoons. Like, I don't just say that. I want to see a live action Pocus so bad. Like, I want to see some of your stories put into either animation or live action. I know that's not the goal, but I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Like, I think, honestly, I've only. How many issues of Final Girl Next Door has there been so far? Has there only been the one?
Yeah, we're actually we're getting ready to launch
Awesome.
issue 2.
That's another one that has. I don't want to say as something is killing the children vibe because that feels off, but
Yeah.
that has a vibe of something I would watch on Netflix. There's just something about it because of the
Yeah,
characters.
I
Yeah,
get
the
behind that.
characters that y'all have, like the villains y'all have in that is like they're great, especially the chef. The chef reminds me of Little
Yeah, Chef
Mermaid so
Death.
much, though.
Yeah, I get that. It's a deep cut though, Jay.
So we're uh we're at the end of we were at the end of Grandma Chainsaw. Grandma Chainsaw, that story, is it wrapped up for good, or is that something that's just it is
Yeah.
wrapped up for good?
Yeah, as of right now, yes. Until we like if we decide to go back and revisit it, we left some wiggle room for us, and that was always on purpose. But we're just focusing on getting Pocus 7 and 8 out, and then Horus 4. Because then after Horus 4 is over, we're gonna start the new Horus series, which would be Horus in Heaven.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
And then I know that there were plans. There were a couple other books. And for the life of me, I always forget
yeah.
every
Those are
time we talk, man. Every time we talk, I forget the names of them.
Yeah, the other ones that we have that we're going to be starting whenever Pocus is over is we got Deacon Dan's Famous Chili, which is about a pastor at a church that keeps winning the church chili cook-off every year. It's because he uses a certain ingredient in it, and it's Dexter meets Sweeney Todd is the best way I can think to describe it.
Then there was I know that Brian had a book, something about Sunday.
Oh, one
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon. Yeah, yeah. That's a detective
Okay.
story. That one's going to be a full
Okay.
graphic novel.
Uh,
Yeah.
here's the two that I also always get mixed up or mess up on. Smile in the Dark.
So what sucks is we had this idea called the thing that smiles,
Okay.
right? But I think we're going to axe that idea. This is kind of going back to Nope's question from before. Just store it away at least for a little while because of that movie, the franchise Smile
Mm.
came out, and I'm afraid it's going to be too close to it or too much associated with it.
I haven't watched either one of those movies.
They're fun. They're a lot of
I
fun.
heard they were. I heard they were good. Like,
Yeah, it's for me. Those movies were a one
mhm.
and done. But I can see where other people would be like, yeah, this is awesome.
Speaking of which, have you seen outside of Smile and that? Have you seen any horror movie lately that was just like, man, this movie's awesome? And is there any coming out in the near future that you're excited for?
I watched The Substance. That was incredible, and Nosferatu was so good too. Uh, Horror was great in 2024. Yeah, like horror just killed it, man. But excuse me, snuck up on me. Having a 10-month-old, guys, it's rough. And then as far as stuff that's coming up, it escapes me right now. I can't really think of anything. I know that there's like a new Stephen King adaptation coming out. And I'm always stoked for anything that Mike
Mhm.
Flanagan's doing. And I know that like there's supposed to be like a Carrie or Dark Tower series that's in development. So you can always count me in for that.
That's interesting. I know when the Idris Elba Dark Tower movie came out, they were talking about
Yeah.
doing a movie and then doing a TV series and then doing another movie, which to me, I've always, especially with everything going to streaming, I've always wondered why streaming services don't do that. Do a series that
Mhm.
leads up into a movie and then do like a season two.
Yeah, especially if it's on the same streaming platform because it's not like okay, let's say it's like you're watching, I don't know, something on
Mhm.
Disney Plus, right? And then Disney was like, okay, well, the next chapter of this, you have to watch the movie before you watch the next season of it, but you have to go to the theaters to watch it. Like with something like Netflix, you know what I mean? Like you just do the season, release the movie, do the season. I mean, it makes sense for that because you literally just search it in,
Yeah.
right?
See, that's what I wanted them to do.
Yep.
Something that I've been excited for God, it feels like almost 20 years now is Gears of War finally getting a live action movie.
Yep. Yeah, Eddie, I do agree with you. New Frankenstein, I forgot about
Oh,
that. The Del Toro one. They showed the Oscar Isaac still from it. Looks great.
yeah. See, like I said, Ed's a monster movie buff, man. He
Hmm.
loves those. He talks about Marvel needs to lean into their horror aspect, especially with what they did with Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
Um, happens all the time. Forgot what I was saying. Yeah,
I forgot what you were
I
saying,
know.
Jay, and I was here.
I know. Yeah,
Terrible.
well,
Terrible.
it,
Terrible sandwich.
it happens. My brain goes like a million miles a minute. I still get nervous on live.
Yeah, no, I was engaged in it and everything, and then I'm tired. Your brain's mush. It's just we have one brain cell between us that we're just trying to use to get
Hell
through this
yeah,
live stream.
hell yeah. And sorry, folks. This is probably not going to be my usual 5, 6, 7 hour long stream. Uh, but yeah, Gears. That's what I was talking about. Talk about Gears. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
That's a
There we go.
property that I am such a fan of because I didn't play
Yep.
games like that before. I played wrestling games or I played Batman games. My buddy ended up getting a copy of Gears of War out of like the Walmart $5 game bin, and I watched him play it, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's okay. And then he had me play it. And once he had me play it, I was hooked. I got the comics, we have the books, we have all the games. I've been excited for this movie, and Netflix is going to be the one doing it. My first thought was, please don't do the whole let's subvert expectations thing, because I don't think that works all the time. There are a few things that subverting expectations works for. For me, it worked for The Boys.
Right.
Like The Boys TV show, for me, I like it more than the comics. There's a lot of people that disagree with me on that,
Mhm.
and that's fine. Everybody can have their opinion. For me, when Gears 4 came out, they talked about, oh, we're going to make it an alternate universe with this whole other team. And I'm like, no, just
Don't just
yes,
give
just
me the
give me the
game.
game. I don't even care if it's, frame for frame from the game. It's seeing it in that live action. And I got to thinking about it. I
Yeah.
was like, man, if it's on Netflix, you know what they could do? A very tight 4 to 5 hour 4 to 5 hour series. Just introducing characters,
Mhm.
because there are things in the books that they talk about that just make you fall in love with these folks. So
Yeah.
that's what I always think of when I think of streaming services. Is
Yeah, I just hope that like they do it right for the fans, right? Because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I like just about anything Lord of the Rings, right? Like, I actually really like the Rings of Power show. I really do, but there's a lot of stuff that they changed, a lot, and it's one of those things. It's like the you kind of roll your eyes a little bit, and it's the sentiment a lot of people had with the
mhm,
Witcher series. It's like the source material's there, just
yeah.
just adapt it, right? Like you don't need to put your own flair on it. We're good, right?
Look at the Invincible cartoon. How close that
Yeah.
is to the comics. Now they speed up events in
Mhm.
that. Events are sped up,
Yeah, well, ge I get it. Yeah.
but overall, it sticks pretty close to source material. Look how awesome that is. And
Yeah,
you want to talk
it's
about Lord
killer.
of the Rings? He'll probably put it in the chat in here a second, but Ed's got a very awesome Lord of the Rings thing. He was like president of the fan club or something, and if you look in the extended versions, his name is in the credits.
That's hilarious.
Ed, am I close to that? Is that what it is? I could not remember exactly. I know you've told me the story a bunch of times, but oh
Um,
yeah, he's a big Lord.
yeah, Ed, so I don't know if you can tell, this is, I have a Lord of the Rings sleeve that we're working on. I got Shelob back here, and then the tower, and the Shire, and all this good stuff. And then Narsil. Oh, yeah. Got a bunch of Nazgul on here too.
Yeah, he's gonna have to make his arms even bigger to
Yeah.
fit more shit on it.
I know, God.
Well, Alan, I know, dude. I know that it's late for you there, especially in dad time.
Yep. Oh, yeah, dude. I get what I get, and I don't throw a fit when it
Yeah,
comes to sleeping. So,
but man, this was awesome. I love catching up with you, boss. I'm gonna make sure not to make sure it's not like 4 months before I talk to you again. And
yeah, right.
if there's any time on a Saturday, you know,
Mhm.
I want to say free time, but free time is definitely not something that happens too much for you now.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, whenever I can, I will, man. But I appreciate everything that you've done, and thank you everyone that supports my comics. It means the world to me that you guys would do that, and spend your hard-earned money just to throw my way. And for real, I thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Well, but love to your family, boss. We will
Yep.
see you when we see it. Like I said, any Saturday you feel like it, man, even if it's not a book, you just want to hop in and talk about something, by all means, man, just let me know.
All right.
Take care, brother. Yeah, y'all. Alan is a tremendous guy. He really is, man. Yeah, yeah. First time. I, I I don't want to say first time dad because he's got a stepdaughter, a daughter, basically. Um, so I know, like him hanging out for as long as he did was awesome, and I really appreciate that. So if y'all haven't yet, again, that link is pinned to the top of the chat. It's also it's always a good time to mention how much you love Alan, dude. I appreciate him. Like he was here for a lot longer than I thought he was going to be. So it's pinned at the top of the chat. It's in the description along with other links to things you should check out. I only got a couple more things to talk about. I know it's a really short show tonight, but like I said, I want to continue doing Saturday lives, even if it's only for an hour or two. I just want to make sure, unless there's something very pressing going on, that this show is always here for y'all. And again, if anybody ever wants to join, you just let me know. You're more than free to join if there's something you want to talk about. Uh, we'll have him on again. Nope. Hopefully, I'd be able to get him on and get some of y'all in here with him. Alan, the whole Bad Bug team. You know, Alan is a big part of the Bad Bug team. They're all great folks. Like I'm hoping to get Scott Wilkie pretty soon on here. Maybe Mike Teener, uh, Dave. Except I think my show's too late for Dave. Dave keeps because he wakes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to do stuff. So Dave goes to bed pretty early. I want to get Bearded Comic Bro on here. I I was gonna ask him, and I was like, man, it's too late. I was so busy with work this week that I didn't get. I want to give Bearded and Phable and folks a chance, like a week out. So they can make sure that they don't have anything going on. Triple B, I'm Triple B. I will make sure, dude. I've been lax on watching your uploads, man, and I apologize for that. I've been so swamped. I do have a list of stuff that that I need to go back and watch from you outside of your lives, catching the last part of your live. Uh, I've been slacking, man, but I'm gonna. I promise you, when I get a chance, I'm gonna go back and watch. I know you released something today. I just have not had any time to go watch it. So, uh, yeah. So the last little thing I want to talk about, and oh man, Ed, you're a ton of fun, dude. It's so fun to have you on here. You kidding me? Let you on. I love having you on. Um, the last thing that I want to talk about is I heard a rumor, and Sean's actually the one who said something to me. Now I'm pretty sure this is a real photo. It's getting harder to tell. I think it is a real photo though. But apparently on Tuesday, it's rumored. Some people said this was confirmed, but I keep seeing conflicting things. Apparently on Tuesday on Good Morning America, they're going to air either a teaser or a trailer for Fantastic Four. I think we're going to get. I think what we're going to get on Tuesday, if this is true, is more of a teaser. I think that this trailer is coming Super Bowl Sunday, and I don't watch football. I never have. Football has never been something that I've been a huge fan of, but I do watch the commercials Super Bowl Sunday. Like that's one of the things I do, or I did until we cut the cable, so I have to watch everything on YouTube. Um, and I will be reacting to this. And I'm hoping that we got 5 months now till this comes out. I'm hoping that this trailer. I'm hoping that the the oh my goodness, I forget the word for it. Promotion. The promotion for this starts ramping up because outside of a couple pictures and the like leaked trailer from D23, I think we haven't seen anything from this. And yeah, this is one that I am excited for. Like, just because I like the I tried to watch the Fan Stick movie because I can't say, oh, I don't like this movie. I tried watching it. I couldn't make it through it. Like, the cast was there, but the the movie for me just wasn't there. I liked the Fox movies. Or Sony? No, Fox. Yeah, Fox movies. I liked them, both of them. But I'm excited for this, and I'm just I'm just I'm just wondering why we haven't really seen anything. Like, outside of that leaked teaser. So, what is it? Come on, oh, I need to look at that website, Ed. Uh, but I'm excited to see something from this. Something that is more than just little, like, really quick shots, and then you get the Galactus. That's not a Cloud. Wait, was he a Cloud? Yeah, it was Cloud and Silver Surfer. I almost got him confused with Parallax because you know what they did to him in Green Lantern. Um, but I'm hoping this is true, and if it is, I will react to it. Uh, I'm gonna watch the Puppy Bowl just because I want to see what this thing for Superman is going to be. There's supposed to be. Again, it's rumored. I don't think it's been confirmed yet, but it's been a while since I looked into it. There's supposed to be something about Superman during the Puppy Bowl, and I think it's going to have to do obviously with crypto. Uh, People are saying that there is going to be no Superman trailer at the Super Bowl, which a lot of people are freaking out about that, thinking, that means we're not going to get anything, and it's terrible, and they're whatever. There's been plenty of movies that haven't had trailers at Super Bowls that have done just fine, so I'm not too worried about it. Um, I'm just so excited for July, y'all. Like Alan said, can't believe it's already here, and that's accurate. No, Ed, I didn't. I need to because it feels like I know what he was doing. There was a reason he was running in the circles. I thought it was to gain the momentum and then run into the thing. But again, it's been so long since I've watched the Snyder Cut, and I won't mind watching the Snyder Cut again. I liked it. Uh, but as soon as I do, Ed, I'll let you know because, like I said, I can't remember it. I just haven't had any time to sit down and watch it. But I'm so excited for July, y'all. Like, not just for Superman, but for Fantastic Four. Like, we're gonna go broke in July. Um, this is one of those things where it's just like before I know it, before any of us know it, it's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. We're gonna watch it, and we're gonna talk about it. I might wait because I'm watching it. I've already said I'm watching it the day it comes out. Okay, it'll probably be Thursday or whatever. I might delay talking about it. I might put up a poll if I can figure out how to do a poll on YouTube. I'll ask before the show. Like, I'll have something ready. I'll ask before the show the week after the movie comes out. I hope I'm making sense. Hope you can follow me here. So the week after the movie comes out, that show, I'm going to put a poll up asking who's watched the movie. And if the majority of you have watched it, we'll talk about it the following week. Because I want to make sure everybody who wants to watch this has a chance to watch it. I don't want to like spoil anything for anybody. This is the main reason I'm going to see it the opening week is how people are nowadays. Like, even without you, even with you trying as hard as you can, social media is a big part of most people's lives. Like, it's hard not to get on there, especially with like my job, with what I do. I have to look up stuff and things like that. Um, Sean, take it easy, boss. Thanks for popping in, man. I know you're busy at work. Um, Dang it. I did it again, and Alan's not here to help me out with that. Anyway, I'm going to watch it because, you can get spoiled easy. That's what I was going with. That's what I was going for. There's over a full minute delay between the chat this week. I wonder why some weeks it's almost instant, other weeks there's so much lag. I wish I knew too, man. Like that's the only thing about StreamYard that really gets to me is the fact that the chat is so. I'm fixing to check it on my phone to see if it's any different doing this live. Like I'm about to type something in here like a weirdo. Hold on. Huh. That was weird. That showed up almost instantly for me. Huh. I wish I had a better answer about this lag thing, man. You would think with how internet and stuff was today, we wouldn't have these issues anymore. Huh. Yeah. Like I said, that's the weirdest thing about this. I mean, there's a little bit of a delay with StreamYard, but I mean, they're probably on like private servers and stuff or something like that. I don't know how it works, but like it's very weird. Something I did do different this time that I don't normally do is I usually have my mic sitting on a box, so hopefully I'm coming through where y'all can hear me. Huh. That is incredibly weird because I really think that Triple B would like Grandma Chainsaw. Wait, sorry, y'all listen to me type right now. Let's see. It's very strange to me, man. Like I wish I had something better to tell y'all, but it's like I have my phone open now to the chat, and while my video is a little bit behind, if I type something in this chat on my phone, it pops up right away. Thank you. And Triple B, again, boss, I appreciate what you asked me about my video. I really do. I really did. Like I wasn't trying to sound like, stop trying to tell me what to do or anything. Yeah, that probably was nope. But it is sometimes just my mic. Like the videos now is because I found a button in Filmora that cleaned up the audio. So if you look at the Tracy Medina unboxing, that audio is a lot better since I found that button. But it's usually my mic, which is weird. My mic in Filmora does that for some reason. But I appreciate the offer of help, man. I really do. I hope you know that. Yeah, Death Knell is another great one. Alan didn't actually write the first one though. He picked up on the second issue because I remember when I got the first one and they were getting close to the second issue, he was like, yeah, that's weird that they're blocked. I mean, I know that like people in our chats for the experience, they can't put links in, and if they do, they're not clickable. So it's really weird what YouTube blocks and what it doesn't block. Like there's times where I try to say, the title of a book and the title has kill in it, I have to put unalive. Because if I put kill, YouTube blocks it on my end on the experience as spam. So it's weird. Yeah, it might have been death was the reason why. But yeah, he started Alan started on issue 2 of that. But the first one's still really good. Like Alan and Will are a great team, and Alan is a great writer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is. Like I said, there was actually another person that did the first issue, and then Alan jumped on the second one. Wait, hold on. Well, oh, okay. I will make sure. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I know you're sick, so I wasn't gonna pop you on or anything, but Ed wanted to make sure I got this link, so he popped in to the to the stream and put it in the private chat. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I save that for later. Yeah, I think Bill Stoddard wrote the first Death Knell, but Death Knell's a crazy one too. I think he would like it. But yeah, like I'm excited for stuff that's coming. Um, July is going to be a great month. You know, they started I don't know, last week, sometime like that. They started doing the Supergirl went into production. I still need to read Woman of Tomorrow, and it's not because I don't want to read it. I have not read anything recently. I've just been so busy trying to get the new flow of work done, and you know, we got new show popped up. We got something new coming on the experience. I don't even know what it is. I've just been told we have something coming up. Um, so I'm fixing to end it. Just got a little bit that I want to go through here. Let me check again. We're 576 subs. We're 24 away from 600 and 424 from my humongous goal. Like, I have a humongous goal for the year, and that is before we go into 2026, the channel's at 1,000 subs. I'd like to get to 1,000. I'm thinking more 800. Like, if we could at least get to 800. Really, if we can get to anything, I'm happy with it. But I wanted to set goals for the year, so we got this humongous goal of 1,000. We got a slightly smaller goal at 800, but we're almost at 600. So, and it's only February. So we got that. No, just sorry. I'm going to check the short. I want to make sure, see how close or how far away. 15. The short is 15 away from 10,000. So, Eddie, love you too, boss. Again, love to you and the family. Hope you all get better soon. Y'all take care and good night. Take care. But so we got 15 left for 10,000 on that. We do have some other stuff coming out. I'm going to try to do a long form video. Like I said, the workflow for the experience has been added to a little bit. I don't know if we're going to be doing the Q&A show again on Wednesday. It's just right now, Wednesday, all we have since Joe left on Wednesday is the 1 hour comic collectible show. So we've got new ideas because while YouTube is our main source of views, the experience is a network. So we're always trying to get new shows and stuff put in. So we'll just have to see. It's been a little bit hectic, but it's still fun. Love my job. I'm want to push some stuff for y'all. Uh, Monday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, you got comic collectibles. Then 11 Eastern, 10 Central, got Best Coast Comics. Tuesday, At 7 Eastern, 6 Central, you got Minute to Skim It, where probably going to be Miss Jen and Kyle are going to be talking about books that they read. And yes, Ed, I still am. I just haven't gotten able to sit down and script something out, but I am still going to do a short about kids' books because I want to put her book on that list. So yeah, that is coming. Hopefully, I can get to it sooner rather than later. Then directly after Minute to Skim It, we have Welcome to Wonderland with Rich Davis. Rich had car troubles the week before, so we had his first show got stopped by the ice storm. Then he had the show, and then the following week he had the car trouble, and then he was on this past Tuesday. So just want to remind you, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Welcome to Wonderland with Rich Davis, where he sells you new comics and old ones from his shop, Wonderland Comics. So be sure you're checking that out. Then, after I think that show's usually 2 hours. So right after that, 10 Eastern, 9 Central, you got Kicking It with Henri. $1 comics, $2 comics, and just the insanity that is Henri. The other day during his live, because he goes live like 4 days a week or something like that, he made a video of me being a lawyer. That's amazing. So if you want to see that, you got to tune into the experience. I'm going to see if he'll play it. I know we're going to play it. He made an awesome video for me, and I love it. And like I said, on Wednesday at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, you have Comic Collectibles. 9 Eastern, 8 Central, there might be another Kyle and Jay Q&A. We'll see. And maybe with Rod again. Rod Lee is so awesome, y'all. He's a really chill dude. I love when he hangs out with us. Then Thursday, you got What's in the Box, and my brain is telling me that it's 7 Eastern, 6 Central. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's 7 Eastern, 6 Central. I was trying to check. Yes, okay. There we go. 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Then, for What's in the Box. Then at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, the Geek Chat is back. If you have not checked out the Geek Chat, that's one of those shows that, like, when we had Dan Wickline, I would tell everybody, you should watch the show. I really enjoy them. Rich and Dez are hilarious to me. So, check them out. Then there's not going to be, on February 6th, I believe. Yeah. There's not going to be a sketch up. So, just let you know, no Mog and Mel that night. And then Friday at 1 Eastern, 12 p.m. Thank you, Nope. 12 p.m. noon, you have the FOC show with Matthias Lewis. Super nice guy. Again, talk to him behind the scenes. I sit in sometimes because it's kind of early for me. I know noon is too early for you, Jay. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it is. So Kyle's usually running that show. Then, we got a big break between that and, excuse me, 7 Eastern, 6 Central for, oh my goodness, original art. Nick's been gone so long, I almost forgot the name of his show. 7 Eastern, 6 Central for original art. That show runs anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. It just depends. Sometimes you get Nick on a good roll, and he does the 2 hours. Yeah, Mr. Fish is such an awesome dude. Like, we've had him when Henri would do his he had another version of Kicking It on Friday that he used to have where he did interviews with people. And Mr. Fish was on there with him. Mr. Fish has been on Talking Shop with Miss Jen, which that has become appointment television, meaning that when we have a really good guest, we're going to be promoting that up until that show comes out. So Talking Shop is still around in that capacity. But after On Friday after Nick's show at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, you got Friday Night Live with Nancy and the crew from Comics Unlimited. And then Saturday, you got me, unless there's something super duper pressing happening. Okay? I am going to try my damnedest to be here every Saturday with y'all. Hopefully, we'll have some other folks that'll show up. If not, it'll be me. I'll figure something out. I'll talk to y'all. We'll just do like this. I'll talk to the chat. I appreciate everybody that comes up. Y'all know that. And I hope that we can continue doing this. Hopefully I can get some folks back. Some folks might be busy. I mean, it is Royal Rumble and stuff. But hopefully get some folks back in here because, there's some folks in the chat, that aren't YouTubers that I'd like to talk to too. Like Randy. I'd love to get Round Guy on. And I'd love to get Lorraine. I know Lorraine has said that eventually I get you. But, it'd just be nice, man. This is a hangout. This is for y'all. This is as much as it is for me. Like, this is fun for me. I like doing this. It kind of helps me, get over my fear of being live and on camera and messing up. The best thing about thank you, Ed. The best thing about nice, nope, awesome. The best thing about doing this for me is for my job, I have to be on camera live sometimes. And this really helps me. Like when I do my recorded videos, I say it all the time, there I can mess up. There I can mess up and I can edit that out. You'll never see it. I might tell you, hey, I just messed up and I cut it out, but you don't get to see it. I eventually need to sit down and put like a blooper reel together. We got some good ones. We really do. Some of the mess ups Sean and I have had. Sean's got some ideas from some videos he's doing. I've got one outside of the shorts that I'm thinking about doing. It's basically if you like this character, like let's just say if you like Spider-Man, you might like Sideways. If you like Batman, you might like Ninjak, stuff like that. Think about doing something similar to that. But like I said, I am 13 views away from 10,000 on that short. It'd be awesome. If you can't, you can't. It's all good. Like there's never any pressure. Come on, stay as long as you want to, or as long as you can. It's all good. I know that there's going to be some people maybe later that be like, "Oh, I thought he was live. This is one of the shortest ones he's ever done." Yeah, but like I said, it's just one of those nights I've been so kind of slammed with work and the new kind of workflow that I didn't have a whole lot of stuff. That's true. That is true, Ed. I didn't have a whole lot of stuff to talk about. I did want to get some things because I knew I was going to have Alan on. So hopefully folks check out that campaign. Check out Bad Bug's site. If there's any books you're looking for that were Bad Bug book, see, there you go. Bad Bug Books. Check out their website. Hopefully you can have, like I said, hopefully you can get those folks on here to talk. There's during the EXP Expo, I believe, one of the things I got asked was, hey, you got anybody that you want to see interviewed? And I was like, yeah, the folks from Bad Bug. Kyle was like, well, if you want them interviewed, you got to do it. So there's an interview floating around on the EXP somewhere that I did with the folks from Bad Bug, and hanging out with Mike and Scott and Alan is always awesome. So trying not to make it seem like I'm running out the clock, but I am kind of running out the clock because I want to at least hit the 2-hour mark, which is only like 5 seconds away. So I'm going to type this thing in here. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. With that being said, folks, again, I always appreciate you. I hope you all have a very safe weekend. Ed, hope you and the family feel better soon, man. Anybody wants to ask or say anything to me? If you got me on social, hit me up, man. Like, if I'm not busy, you can always talk to me if you need to. Uh, but with that said, folks, I'm gonna get out of here. Calling it an early night. Next one, maybe a little longer, maybe not. We'll see. I want to try to start keeping these things maybe under 4 hours, but we'll see because sometimes it just gets so exciting and the conversation's so good it just takes a long time for us to get everything out. But I'll have some stuff for next week, and yeah, everybody take care, and I will see you next time. Love you all. Later. Awkward pause so I can not cut myself off. Here we go.